What's up guys, it's Panda Gen, and today we're going to react a video by TheBackgroundNPC, which she's one of my favorite YouTuber I've ever watched, besides of Asmongold. Well, I do like Asmongold. I like his content, but TheBackgroundNPC has great content also, talking about like the controversies, her thoughts of what's what is happening to the gaming society. I think it's just that I agree with her. Like I agree with her opinions, and I'm really like supporting, supporting, or I should call myself a supporter of her videos about. I've watched recently about like he was talking about like the feminism thing, yeah, stuff like that about the character, like the female character designs in video games, which I actually agree. But I don't want to make this introduction long. If you're new to this channel, kindly leave a like if you enjoy it and subscribe if you're also gonna support me uploading some of I don't know if I have time to upload reaction videos or games, because I need some sort of equipment to do recording or gonna play video games. So yeah. So without further ado, let's start watching the video. Sorry. Let's just what I don't know what I'm saying. Let's just start watching the video.
The very first video I ever posted on this channel was called The Problem with Women in Games and Why It's Killing Hype. Over the last year, we have come back to this topic several times and I have expanded on my thoughts, but a very small optimistic part of me was kind of hoping that by now it would begin to fade into obscurity, become a distant memory. Well, if last week has shown us anything, unfortunately, that is not the case. But before we get into all of that, there actually was a ton that happened this past week. We saw lots of updates, news, reveals, and there is so much that I am excited about. First being Jeff Keighley's High Guard Redemption arc, which even though the feed was stutter maxing almost the entire live stream, he got off to a great start by completely mogging both the State of Play and Xbox Showcase. Summer Game Fest opened up on Resident Evil Veronica, which is very exciting.
Oh yeah,
I cannot wait for this remake. You guys probably know.
Alright, so about the Resident Evil Veronica, I was really shocked that Capcom revealed after the Resident Evil I pronounce it correctly. Why I can't pronounce it? Resident Evil 9. I was gonna say Resident Evil 9. Requiem. Okay. Something is stuck in my tongue. Requiem. To be honest, I like the Resident Evil Requiem. There it goes again. Requiem. I like the game. I haven't played the game, but I've seen a lot of people play like the gameplay. I've seen their walkthroughs. There are actually two endings. Whether you have to leave, Leon. Spoiler alert. If you haven't played the game, you have to leave Leon dead or let Leon leave. Because if you let Leon leave, there's going to be like a final boss battle. And so, yeah, I really like it. It's good. That, about the virus stuff, that there was a cure for virus. Yeah. And then, yeah, it was really, a lot of people were shocked that, oh, is this going to be like a Resident Evil thing? And it was like, yes, it is. It's called Resident Evil Veronica. So, yeah. It's going to be another story of Claire Redfield, the sister of Chris Redfield. I've played Resident Evil 6, although I'm only finished with Leon and I forget which one. But I'm going to like finish Chris and the guy, and then next so yeah, I'm just gonna continue video. Sorry about that.
If I had to pick a AAA dev that I think is really crushing it right now, it would be Capcom. They have
Yeah.
been on such a roll lately. We saw the reveal for Final Fantasy VII Revelation, the third and final
yeah,
parts
this game
of the
is
remake trilogy, and learned
coming
that the
up.
lovely Tifa is joining Street Fighter. Monster Hunter Wilds is getting its big.
You know, it's wild that Tifa Lockhart is going to be on Street Fighter 6, which I think it's the very first time that Tifa is going to be in a fighting game, like Capcom's fighting game. Because, yeah, Tifa is from Final Fantasy, which is Square Enix. Well, obviously, Tifa is a fighter at the very beginning of the Final Fantasy, which, yeah, it makes her like the opportunity to join fighting game. But I haven't seen the gameplay yet of how she fights on Street Fighter 6, but yeah, we're gonna see about it.
Big expansion. Power World is finally hitting.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pause this for a sec. The new like the DLC for Monster Hunter Wilds is absolutely insane. They featured a new mechanic using like I forgot what is it, because in Monster Hunter World there was like a kind of like a slingshot. I forget. Slingshot. Ah, I don't know. It's like a kind of mini bowgun on your hand, and then they featured a new mechanics which you're gonna use like the sparking thingy, which actually is really good. And yeah, I've seen also like the other. I think there was a new weapon that they've added on on the DLC. Like the guy is running, shooting like on his. Was it his or her? I don't know. The player, yeah, the hunter is shooting towards it was like a gun thing. But maybe we'll see about that. We'll see on its actual like gameplay. Hope I'm gonna play that game soon. If I have the Xbox or whatever powerful console. Especially I'm planning also to get a Steam.
Hitting 1.0 on July 10th, and I just know Nintendo was coping hard watching Jeff and the audience hype it up so much. The Blood of Dawnwalker, the vampire RPG from the Switcher crew, is coming this September, along with any other game that has apparently ever been made, but it looks great. On Amusha, Way of the Sword showed up at State of Play. I played through the demo and I enjoyed it, although Capcom, I do have to ask, what are we doing with that chatty inanimate gauntlet?
Oh.
Making me a little nervous. A very quick aside here, this actually reminds me of one of my minor complaints about Pragmata. Even though I loved the game, you and Diana did not give you a moment of silence.
Well, I've watched someone played Pragmata. The ending was actually really sad. Not gonna lie, it was really, really sad. Like, the way was it you? Yeah, the name of the guy, when he puts Diana on the cargo ship just to go to the Earth, and he didn't include it himself because he's been infected by the virus. But yeah, the virus that spreads all around his body after they fought the boss. It was really actually touched. A lot of people play the game cried. Even though me as a watcher, I also cried that moment. That it was really touching, like how he sacrificed himself just for Diana to go to the Earth, and it was very unforgiving that they let him die. But anyways, yeah. But hopefully, I'm not sure if there's going to be a DLC because I know that Capcom is going to add a DLC on some of the games. So, I'm gonna continue the video.
Stellar Blade Blood Rain was announced, and I am very excited for this. And of course, we will be coming back to Eevee in just a bit. Mortal Shell 2 beta is out. I'm playing through that now. It's pretty impressive so far. Alien Ice.
Okay. I've been playing Mortal Shell on my Nintendo Switch. I have to be honest with you. It's actually good. It's actually really great. It's not that really like a Dark Souls thingy because I also play Dark Souls. It's just that the way the mechanics of it is actually really good because it has some sort of like patience, the timing, and something like that. Although the issue with Mortar Shell is that they've added the new weapon called the Axatana. There are a lot of issues, not me. It's not just me, of course. It's other people who've played Mortar Shell. There were bugs happening on Axatana, which if you keep attacking or activating like this skill, it doesn't let you attack or dodge. It's just like it freezes the character, which it kind of sucks. But it's actually good though. I'm so glad that Cold Symmetry just added Mortal, like just made a new game called Mortal Shell 2. And to be honest, when I see that trailer, I was so vested on it. Like, whoa! So they added a female character, like the female shell, on on the Mortal Shell 2. That's absolutely insane. Hope I can play that soon. And yeah, I'm just gonna, gonna wait for that game. Because yeah, I really love how they made Mortal Shell, and yeah, it has so much. I really have so much fun with it.
Isolation 2 is finally happening 12 years later, and it looks
Oh
incredible.
yeah, right.
Will IGN give this game another 6? I don't know. Only time will tell. We got another.
Oh wait, hold on. Did they rate the Alien Isolation 6? Oh my gosh, this is so IGN. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing, man? What are they doing?
Look at Beast of Reincarnation from Game Freak. Yes, the Pokemon studio
yeah,
who play as
right.
Emma, so I'm very excited to adventure as her and her wolf companion named Ku this August. Xbox did a whole deep dive on Gears of War E-Day, which is an Xbox exclusive, but it is still coming to PC. We got a brand new Spyro in the works, there is the remake of Halo 1 coming, and Persona 6 was officially announced, along with the reveal of Persona 4 Revival. We saw more of Fable, which I didn't even realize was Fable for like the first half of the trailer, but the more I see of this game, the less excited I am for it. I'm so sorry. In my opinion, it is just feeling more and more like a generic Western fantasy slop. To be fair though, I do think what we saw of Haley Atwell's performance as Isabelle was really good, and while I personally feel like she actually looks a bit closer to her normal self and better than literally any other character that we saw in that whole trailer, Western devs just cannot help themselves. It is
Alright, so I've known her when I watched Captain America, like the Marvel's Captain America, which she was an agent. To be fair, I was really surprised as well that she's in the Fable, but yeah, just like she said, it has no excitement because I don't know if this is going to be a Dragon Age like. Because Dragon Age: The Veilguard has a lot of complaints about the dialogues and the combat system. I don't know. They said the combat system is and something like that, or it's really bad. Yeah, but we're not sure. We're not really sure if this is going to be good because of the how they make the environments, the designs and the movements of the characters. Yeah, well, we're gonna see about that. But yeah, uh, her as a villain in Fable is actually really interesting. Hope this is going not to be bad if facing her in like a combat.
It is actually crazy to see how they keep failing these beautiful Hollywood actresses, which, speaking of, it is not anything new, and definitely not new to the Fable franchise, but AAA continually hiring these big Hollywood actors for these massive projects cannot be cheap in an industry that is actively struggling and raising costs on everything. I legitimately cannot believe Jack Quaid was actually used to mocap or block for the Cube in God of War.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so... Well, I know him that he's from like The Boys, which also in like the I forget what was that movie that he was into, like cocaine, like cocaine rush thing. I forgot because it was like the movie about like he can't feel anything. Like yeah, but there are a lot of controversies. Him playing as the Cube is absolutely insane. Like yeah, the Cube is well. To be fair, it's really weird that they've put a slime cube in God of War. Yeah, God of War Love together with the sword. Well, actually, it's actually the talking ribbon called Rue, and this guy named as Frank, not actual Frank. It's just like PHR and yeah, he would is something like that. It's really insane that there is like there are lot of memes about this guy. And also they, there are also a lot of people doesn't really like the design of Frank, like him playing as a Frank. So yeah.
Why didn't they just have someone else stand in for that? Why does that character exist in the first place? I don't know, but like I said at the start, this week has been a lot. But the one announcement that we just have to talk about right off the bat is, of course, State of Play's big reveal, God of War Laufey. The new mainline God of War game confirmed by Sony themselves that does not feature the God of War. And I knew as soon as this game was revealed, any feedback or criticism surrounding the creative decisions, the sidelining of Kratos in his own franchise was immediately going to be overtaken by the gamers hate women crowd. And it has been very interesting to see how it has evolved from you're sexist, you're just a gooner chud, to, you know what, if you'd rather play as Kratos in your God of War game, you're actually just gay. The discourse is basically a Hydra at
Okay, this is insane. Like, what? Sorry, um, who does says that? Like, I've been playing God of War since I was a kid. I haven't finished playing the game, but I've played the God of War on, I think it was on PSP, and also I played it on like the PS3 era. Does it make me gay if I play Kratos in God of War? Like, that's just what kind of opinion is that? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know. It's, it's just insane. I kind of like. It's like, why do I call myself gay if I play as a man in a video game? Like,
this point, each time you chop off one gamers hate female character's accusation, 3 more grow back to take its place. And this gets us back around to the very start of this video, this ongoing pattern of female characters in games and how they are continuing to be misrepresented and treated in the West, most notably by AAA, and I'm tired, boss. First off, Sony was out here hyping up this State of Play like crazy. We had a very early countdown, lots of industry buzz about it. They even brought it back.
Well, to be honest, that that when like Kratos appeared in the mid of like the minutes of the gameplay, like in the mid gameplay, I was like, oh, cool. When did Kratos just came in? And I was like, oh, it's just just illusions, just trying to get Faye to get up something. It was really, a lot of people were shocked, like, oh, Kratos is there. Yeah, so this is kind of insane.
Back to select movie theaters for the very first time since 2018. Even I was getting super curious about what was about to be revealed, but after they opened with Wolverine, my brain went 2 directions. The first being, no way, are they actually the ones to get to show off more GTA 6? And the other being, oh, we're about to get more intergalactic, aren't we? Imagine my surprise, though, when it ended with...
To be honest, the intergalactic, the concept that they did is... I don't know. Like... I've seen this actress before. Like she's in a Netflix show. Like it was like a kind of the witch thing, something. Yeah, I've seen this woman, or and also she's in the Mortal Kombat movie, like Mortal Kombat 2. It's just that what are they doing with this new game that they've developed? I understand that they wanted to go like a nostalgic sci-fi thing, but it's just that why she should go bold? Like I don't understand. Like I understand that she's a female, and it's just well I don't have like against like bold women. It's just that I don't know, man. And yeah, they told me that this character is be a lesbian, which it got a lot of controversies about this thing. Yeah.
God of War laundry. After
Oh
a
no.
20-minute reveal with
Oh, oh no. Oh my gosh. Look, I have to be honest. This meme that they've made is very cringe. Yeah, it's so cringe. Like God of War laundry, the rinse and repeat epic. It's funny, but it's just that to the people who haven't played like God of War, like the who like who she really is, it's just that making this like well, I understand that she's a wife, but haven't you know that Kratos said that Faye is just she has a he has a you know quote about her that he said that she fought beautifully. So that means Faye is not just a wife, but also a warrior at that time. Like before they meet each other, she was a warrior. Yeah, I think what was it called? A Valkyrie? No, I don't think she's a Valkyrie. I forgot the term. It's a Titan thing. Yeah, I think she's one of the Titans. Yeah. I just burped. But yeah, this is really kind of funny, but also kind of like it's just that why you're making this? Yeah. So yeah, we continue.
within a few minutes, my whole feed was talking about it. Hot takes, memes, defenses of the defenses, people splitting into different camps, fans saying it is not a God of War game without Kratos. Why would we want to play as his 45-year-old dead wife? Other fans who are excited about it, and some people who just really hate the cube. However you dice it though, the backlash was real and pretty significant, and the fast reaction from Santa Monica on everything was pretty.
The likes, the dislikes is I don't know if this is going to be reach over 400,000 because of the gameplay, but the 414,000 people who like the video are I have to be honest with you, there are a lot of people who were really curious of what really happened after Faye was sent. Like like after she died and then Kratos sent her to like some sort of like warrior bureau. And then yeah. Cause I I have to be on like yeah, I'm really curious of if the gods die, where do they go? Like I understand that they have a mortal realm thing. Like they're really powerful in the immortal realm, but what will happen if they're like in a spirit realm? Kind of thing. Which yeah, I'm with those people. Like I'm really curious. But if they're going to write something that is really woke and yeah, kind of thing. And yeah, people were talking about the color theory, like the purple thing, like it's really part of the LGBT, which I kind of not see it, but maybe. We're not so sure. We're gonna see how this game goes.
pretty telling. Pretty quickly after it all started, they went into full PR mode. Basically, this reassurance of, don't worry, Kratos is still the god of war. We promise we have so many more stories to tell with him. Please just come along for the ride with Faye.
Well, right, I'm gonna get back to it. Well, God of War, I think I have to also state that the reason why the God of War exists is because of Kratos. Which, yeah, it really tells a story about Kratos of how he becomes the God of War. Which, in fact, that, yeah, after he beat, like, Hades? Was it Hades? No, that wasn't Hades. Yeah. Also, the God of War before was actually really cool. And it has a good story. Except for those, bad stuff. It's just really, yeah. And yeah, God of War. I'm not so sure because here's the thing: if you're going, there are people who are gonna say that this shouldn't be called a God of War low phase. This should be called like God of War Chronicles or God of War Tales or something. Well, maybe it can be, but here's the thing: this is within the time where Kratos was fighting like the son. I think that was son of Zeus, I guess. Before Thor, there was like I forget the name of this guy. Like he's the villain. Yeah, I think I'm gonna search it out later. I think this was the time when when there was someone invading their home, and then Faye wasn't there, and then because if it's going to be God of War Chronicles, because if you say Chronicles, that means that it was from the past, before Kratos. Like, do you get my point? Like, if it's going to be Tales or Chronicles, it's going to be like a spin-off of God of War, not Kratos. And then in the end, there's going to be like Kratos meeting up and something like that. So I think they have. I have to say that I think they made a right decision to make it like God of War Lofe is because it's still in the timeline where Kratos is fighting his way to, setting some, forget what was it, like setting his wife ashes or something. Yeah. So yeah. I guess you
We promise we have so many more stories to tell with him. Please just come along for the ride with Faye. Although, given production timelines and the fact that Sony themselves called this a mainline entry, I know we've got the remakes coming, but probably we will not see a brand new Kratos game for, I don't know, 6 years or more. So the promise from them is doing a lot of work. But my favorite part of this whole thing was when Domino's UK tweeted out that a God of War game with no Kratos is like a pepperoni passion pizza with no pepperoni. Some random intern being more in line with the audience than actual Santa Monica themselves. And instead of just ignoring it, Santa Monica.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm just gonna wait for the video to load. Okay, so the post about the Domino's Pizza UK, it's actually really insane. Like, the way that... I don't know what's their marketing strategy, like the strategy about this thing. It's just that they're making a post of, like, God of War game with no Kratos is a pepperoni passion with no pepperoni. It's like... Like, what are they thinking? Like, I mean, yeah, true, but come on, man. Yeah, a lot of people will also want to order pizza from them.
It's really funny. Okay, thanks for the feedback, Domino's Pizza corporate account. And yes, I guess that is the best that they could do. Shortly after came the headlines defending them getting rage baited by a pizza company, and I don't see how any of this is how a confident studio behaves. You don't reassure people that hard and fast. You don't get baited by a pizza chain over a creative decision that is supposedly working very well, publicly saying that you're disappointed and hoping people will give the game a chance. You shouldn't have to put on a brave face just because of the latest entry in your decades-long established franchise. A studio that trusts its premise and its audience just shows you the game and lets it speak for itself. And funnily enough, in the same week, we got to watch a studio do exactly that. Over at a Summer Game Fest, Shift Up announced Stellar Blade Blood Rain with a brand new lead named Evie. I think the gameplay and graphics look really incredible. I am very excited. It is looking a bit different from the first game. The combat has shifted from the blade over to gauntlet and melee. The music
sorry about that. It's kind of like laggy. I have to be honest with you that the new character of Stellar Blade, Rain, is just that she's. I have to say this. Sorry for feminists or who's really against on this character. She looks really hot. She's really hot. The way that the designer is, she's really hot. Like, even though that her suit is so tight, isn't it? She's really hot, and I kind of like her. To be honest, it was like, I don't know, the way she takes off her coat is just, it shows her like kind of like she has some masculine aura. It was like, oh wow, this woman is But yeah, I really kind of like the new character for the new kind of like sequel.
Music still sounds fantastic though, and it is self-published now, not by Sony. And even though I was really sad to see that Eve is no longer the main character, the studio said that Evie is connected to Eve and that the goal is not to outdo her, but to make a character that players can connect with even more. They also mentioned that while looks are important, they are not everything, and they are heavily focusing on Evie's personality and improving the writing, which
Goddess of Victory, Nikki? Wait, isn't this... Wait, let me search that up. I think this is a game where they were like shaking... They were like physics on this thing. Wait. Goddess of Victory. I'm not so sure if this is the game where like a... Ah, yeah, it is. Like the way... Yeah. Lessons, yeah. It's a game where like there was a physics while they're shooting their guns. So. Wait, I have to charge my phone real quick. Hey, hold on a sec. Hold on. All right, sorry about that, guys. Okay, I think I'm gonna check my. Yeah, it's still going. All right, so yeah, yeah, as like I said, I really like the character, like Evie. The design that they've made is actually really intimidating and yeah, very attractive. Which it's not bad. It's not really bad. I don't know why they call it bad. They like it. They're against of the beauty standards of the video games. Which yeah.
I think is great. So now we have got two studios, both handing you a new female lead, and this is where the whole you just hate female characters thing finally shows its hand once again, because nobody is actually against female leads. We have had 30 plus years of beloved ones, plenty of which are my favorite characters, and the lineup that people are hyped for right now is stacked with them. The demand has never been no female leads. The demand is accept our female leads, but then when someone goes and creates one that doesn't quite fit into that narrative, it is...
Okay. Okay, I got so stunned when she takes her like jacket or the coat. It's absolutely insane. Like, why? It's really like, dang. Okay.
Lineup that people are hyped for right now is stacked with them. The demand has never been no female leads. The demand is accept our female leads, but then when someone goes and creates one that doesn't quite fit into that narrative, it is, oh no, not that one. Faye is just the latest example of the whole Western AAA female character problem. Played by Deborah Ann Woll, an actual stunning woman. Nobody is disagreeing with that. Even the people defending her design agree. They are sharing her real-life photos going, "You don't like this? See? She's gorgeous." And yeah.
Okay. I really want to talk about this one that they made a comparison picture. Like, this thing that the comparison picture is absolutely, I have to say this is invalid. Why did I say invalid? Because I have to tell you this, guys. This picture right here, this is from a very long time ago. Like, this is not what she is today compared to this one. Well, this one is really cool. Here's the thing, she's not that bad looking in the video game. Although I understand that they wanted to do a realism, like the art style into realism, if they go realistic graphics, something, which is very understandable. Like, she doesn't look bad. Like, why you are why? Like, this is not what she is today. This is not what she is today. This is what they've captured her today. So I don't know if she's going to show the picture of, like, her today.
Yes, she is. That is kind of the whole point. Even her current day photos, if you want to be super fair,
oh, yeah,
when you put them next to the
this is her
model, there is a noticeable gap, and that gap is not on accident. Despite what we have been told, it is not a tech limit. It is not just the lighting. You can see it the second you put the two side by side. It's the same issue we've talked about on this channel 100 times already. The one that only ever happens in the West. Fable, Star Wars Outlaws, Mary Jane, and Spider-Man 2, the new Jean Grey.
Okay. I have to pause that one. Alright, I'm gonna get back to, where was it?
West, Fable.
Right. Okay, I can't just... Alright, I'm gonna talk about this one also, because the way that they made the character in the video game, and this is the face model, is absolutely insane. Like, it's so bad. Like, why they made this character so ugly compared to her today? Like, maybe it's because they get the reference from her, and then they just make it their own. It's just that... What? Oh, wait, there's something wrong. Oh, okay. Good. It's just that it's insane. Like, why? And also, I'm gonna talk about the Fable one, because the face model is really pretty, and then in the video game, it's just that, where's this beauty? Where's the beauty of this? I thought you guys were going into realism. Why is it, like, kind of like not realistic at all?
Star Wars Outlaws, Mary Jane, and Spider-Man 2, the new Jean Grey, and Wolverine. Actually, most characters in that game.
Well, I have to be honest about the Jean Grey. She's not very attractive at all. I don't understand why. Because to me, Jean Grey is supposed to be a redhead, beautiful woman. Like, for example, in the comics, she's really pretty. And that's why Wolverine fell in love with her, because she's really pretty. And also, and of course, Cyclops is also in love with her. Which, I don't understand why they made her ugly. Like, why? What's wrong with you Western devs? Why you want to make women ugly instead of pretty?
A beautiful actress or just a strong original design gets run through whatever the opposite of a beauty filter is, and we get handed the result, while everyone else insists it looks no different, or it looks fine, or it is just the technology. And to be clear, she's not hot enough is not my whole argument here. I am not saying every female character needs to look like a supermodel, but when it is this clearly intentional that she has been altered, that decision tells me you are either embarrassed or threatened, or you've got some other agenda, and you're indirectly saying that you do not think this character can be equally compelling and beautiful at the same time. Like, those two things cannot possibly live in the same person. This is nothing new. Caring how a character looks is not some gross gamer thing. Everybody does this. Movie fans, show fans, romantasy readers will go to war over the casting of their book boyfriend. The whole reason I initially got into Baldur's Gate 3 was because of countless girls posting videos of the pretty makeup and clothes that they were styling their tabs with. Pretending looks don't matter, or that it is somehow only...
Okay, it's getting loading again. Okay, so about the Baldur's Gate 3, I have to be honest, Baldur's Gate 3 is actually really good. I have to be honest, there aren't any ugly girls or ugly women on Baldur's Gate 3. It's because it's why it's successful, because some of the characters are really attractive. So, yeah.
A thing guys care about is just dishonest, and it kills the conversation before it can even start. And with Faye, there has even been a clear change from her design in the previous games. Well, she's supposed to look realistic, or she's dead. It's a fantasy.
Wait, hold on. This is what she is before? And this is what she is today. Huh. Well, I'm not so sure about this, but okay, I understand that this is from the God of War 2018. No, wait, no, this is not. Is this from the God of War 2018? Or God of War Ragnarok? Yeah, this is what she is. Yeah. She looks pretty, but I don't know, man. Like, she's really attractive, so. But this her today. Well, yeah. I mean, she's not bad. Also, she's not bad looking, and this one is actually, she's really pretty. Well, the comparison. Well, yeah, it's the devs' fault why they're doing this. Also, I do want to know the story that they write about it. I'm really really curious what's going to be on the God of War Lofe. But why why they didn't do this in the new game? Maybe because, you know, they wanted to go realistic something. Oh yeah. Well, she's a mother already. I think this was the time that she was really young, when she's not pregnant at all. And yeah, this is her that after, like, boy was born. Sorry. So yeah.
Game. There's mythological beings all around. One of your companions is a quippy jelly cube. They have just put her in this safe, generic fantasy look that is completely forgettable next to Kratos, and it's not only her, it is the whole creative direction between the quippy, inanimate companions, lack of Kratos, lack of Norse-specific mythology. Just this morning, I saw a tweet from Santa Monica sharing more info about the enchanted pink set of talking ribbons named Rue that will accompany Faye on her journey, which is exactly the tweet that I would come back to for inspo if I were creating my next Barbie fantasy game. Legitimately, if I did not know Faye was an existing character, I would not know that this was supposed to be a God of War game, which even if you take the title off of the cover art, it still doesn't look like a God of War game. But again, if that is not your cup of tea, it is still a female lead, so you just need to accept it, or you might just hate women. Now flip over to Evie. A studio hands you a new female lead, and despite some people missing Eve, including me, the overwhelmingly majority of the audience who likes this game was immediately excited.
Like,
and for the record, I do think Evie is super cute. It is clear that they were going for an Alita type aesthetic, and as a 5'2" NPC myself, I am excited that we are finally getting a short queen in the lead role. But the same...
The movie, Angela? Was it Angela? The battle... I forgot the title. That movie, it was actually good, but the way that they made the character more like anime-ish is... It's kind of disappointing. I don't know why they made that thing. even though the character is not really, they just use some sort of a CGI to make her more like kawaii stuff like that. And I haven't heard about they're going to make a second movie. I don't know what happened. I think they stopped, I guess, because of the budget or something. They don't want to work on it. So yeah.
Crowd that was just demanding you accept Faye as your new female lead once again goes, no, not that one. It is just a Gooner game. And then the real controversy, a whole wave of people calling Evie a literal child. And worse. Now, I have seen attacks coming from all sides. The internet is up in arms. Journalists have already been writing articles about it. And while I do think at this point the discourse...
I'm not afraid of freaks online. She looks like a 9-year-old and this is weird and creepy. Dude, what? She doesn't look 9. Well, I understand that she looks really young, but 9 years old? What? Have you not seen Asian women before? Like, have you been in the cave all along? Like, what? What is this kind of statement that he's implying to? Like,
has gotten a bit out of hand. To try and be as fair as possible, I will admit that the very first shot I saw of her face,
she's really cute.
I thought she looked a little bit younger, but looking younger and a child are two completely different things. A 20-year-old is going to look younger than a 30-year-old or even a 25-year-old. The creator also stated that they wanted Evie to be shorter and a little younger than Eve, which does look to be the case. And even if you want to cherry pick that one shot of her, after watching the rest of the trailer, it is completely obvious she is an adult East Asian woman. Her full character model has even leaked at this point, further proving that we actually even got our first Evie cosplay, and she looks great. It is just so strange to me because petite features on an adult woman do not...
The way that she made the makeup... Wait, let me get back. The way she did makeup is actually really good. It's almost identical to the character, which... That's a good job. Like, she made of what she is like this is why I like the cosplayers. Like, they really want to be like the characters that they've played or that they want to be. Like, very identical, which this one is really close, like very close, identical to the character. So yeah, props to her, by the way.
It is just so strange to me because petite features on an adult woman do not make her a child or childlike. A younger looking face on an adult woman does not make her a child or childlike. Pull up any K-pop group or K-drama and you'll see this constantly. This is Lisa in her early...
Okay, so the statement that she made, like she said, is actually true. There were a lot of younger looking adults that you don't know that they're actually 30 or 40. For example, the guy from, what do you call this? Well, there was this one actor that I thought he was like 25 or like 20 or like he's in the 20s. And then when I searched up his age, I was so shocked that he's like 40 years old. Like, what kind of face routine that this guy has? Like, beauty face routine. Like, well, to be fair, like, some of the Asians look really young despite of their age. Yeah. And then I think it depends on the gene. And of course, Lisa, which she's from the Blackpink K-pop group, which she's really attractive, by the way. She's really attractive.
Early 20s, one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. Same for so many Korean stars in their early 20s. And weirdly, we never saw this discourse over someone.
This actress. Actually, she's a singer, which she looks really young, by the way. Yeah, she's really young. I forget her age was. Like, she looks really young. And I don't know with this one. I'm not sure. I think this person is like 19 years old. 20. But despite the way I look at her, like she's still young, or 18 perhaps. Yeah.
Someone like Lily in the first game, or Rebecca
Oh.
Chambers in Resident Evil, both petite young adult women. But
Yeah.
the part that does kind of give all of this away, though, is that many of these same people tried this exact type of thing with the first Stellar Blade. They came after Eve as hard as they possibly could. Male gaze, offensive, unrealistic.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
even seen
about this
receipts now
controversy.
of the time when people claimed Eve herself had a childlike face. The whole
Wait, hold on a second. I want to read that. Except with Starblade, they didn't alter her face. They made it separately, and they made the face look like a fifth grade child. I mean, whether the person they modeled the body off of, gorgeous woman, especially her face, Eve could have looked completely like her, but she doesn't. What? I don't know. Eve could look completely like her, but I they didn't alter. I don't understand with this statement. Is he saying that he's against, or he's defending on it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know. Because to me, it's like he's against gorgeous woman and her face. I don't understand.
even seen receipts now of the time when people claimed Eve herself had a childlike face. The whole thing did not land. The game was a hit.
Okay, so reminder, they did this same thing with the first Blade game with Eve. Tons of people called her a teen or a child, or are her organs. If you like her design, then you are a pedo. They are doing the same thing with Evie now, and just look at all the people complaining, and you will see a specific pattern. And no, pattern recognition isn't racist or sexist. Okay.
Fans loved it. Of course, in the second game,
She looks 14. It was actually insane. She doesn't look 14 actually. She was like, yeah, she's in her mid-20s.
fresh off of all
Like
of the
Eve.
Laufey discourse, with everybody already worked up about women in games, they were always going to come and swing even harder. And this time, the swing has shifted to the worst thing that they could think of. She's literally a child. But like I said, it is not just Evie. Eve was also problematic. To be was unrealistic. There was a time Bayonetta was not.
Oh yeah. I have this game right now. Wait, hold on a sec. 2B. Yeah. I have to.
Eve was also problematic. To be was.
This actually, her design is actually really good. Like, she's a anime style character. I really like her design with a katana sword, and then there's a buster on it. I'm still going to play. I think I'm gonna finish this game soon. Like near Automata. Yeah, I already have the Switch version of it. To be honest, the Switch version. Sorry, the Switch version of this game is actually really good, and it runs well. Sometimes, I don't know. There were a little frame jumps, maybe. I'm not so sure, but it's still playable, which it's really good.
Unrealistic. There was a time Bayonetta was not accepted. The new Lara Croft needed dragging for wearing makeup. A fully clothed, high-collar character like Amelie from Knight's Path was just called unrealistic and trad wife porn. And that unreal.
Hold on a sec. Seems like you're just making trad wife. What? Hold on. Sorry. Hold on a sec. Trad wife. Dude, what kind of mindset is this? She looks. Let's go back to. She's cute. The way that the designer is, she's cute. Like, what do you mean, trad wife? Or what? What? It's not that sexy at all. I mean, her design, her clothes is really cute. Well, I want to play Knight's Path. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna play Knight's Path because it's about the you can romance this character that they said. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So.
Was just called unrealistic and trad wife porn, and that unrealistic claim gets me every single time, because where was this realism crowd for something like Baldur's Gate 3? A game that I love, game of the year, but also a game where, if you wanted to, you could take Shadowheart, Bazel, and Karlach into battle completely booty naked with no mods required.
What?
Why didn't they show up for 1348 Ex Voto with the female lead in a full practical suit of medieval armor? Because it was never about realism. It is about...
Well, the X photo. I've seen the gameplay, to be honest. My honest take about X photo, the gameplay is so chunky and it's really bad. Like, what's with these mechanics? Like 2 strikes? Like, how many strikes did that woman beat the guy? 2 strikes or 3 strikes? And it's just that it's chunky. I understand that it's an indie, but it's just that the gameplay and the story is really not that good. Not that good. Not that good. And I don't understand. Although there's this woman who plays like the female, because yeah, it's a lesbian thing, romance thing. It's just that the story is so bad. Like, I understand that the actress who joined, the voice actress who joined, is gay, but it's just that Jennifer, yeah, it was Jennifer English. Yeah, Jennifer English. She's, well, she won the best acting on the Game Awards. It's just that, like, she's being herself. She's not into the character. Like, she's being herself. So, yeah.
Which women in which games are allowed to be attractive, and underneath that, it has never really been about female leads at all. It has always been, no, not that one. The second a female character threatens the narrative or the developers, she is shoved out the door, insults flying, a pawn that gets moved off the board the moment that she's inconvenient. But finally, moving away from character design, we do have to address the other elephant with God of War, the repeat pattern of male-led franchises being handed to female leads. Now, I don't know. God of War Laufey could end up being a great game that fans unite together on and end up loving. I don't know the future, but even if that does happen, it is obvious that Santa Monica is making a lot of creative decisions with this game that at the very least are sparking a lot of backlash from their fanbase. From the quippy blue cube, sparkly talking ribbons, and quirky millennial dialogue to playing as Faye herself, at the heart of it, you've still got a beloved male-led franchise that is doing great and has been around for the last 20 years. The studio then decides it wants to tell a woman's story, which is completely fine, but instead of building her a brand new world, they hand her an existing one and move the original lead into the passenger seat or the trunk. And I think that if this was just a one-off thing, not a consistent pattern, people might not be so vocal about it. I don't know, it's hard to say because the tone is pretty different too with this one, but Sony Studios just can't stop doing this. Naughty Dog killed Joel and handed you Ellie and then made you play as Abby for half of the game. Uncharted spun off without Nathan Drake at all, just Chloe and Nadine. Ghost of Tsushima does huge numbers, and the follow-up, Yote...
Well, I have to be, about the... Well, I realized that this was the same controversy to The Witcher 4. Yeah, Witcher 4. That Ciri is the new lead for this game after Geralt. It's just that it's just that it has the same situation. It's like Ciri is so ugly. They said that Ciri is so ugly. She's not really attractive at all. And I was like, well, she's not that bad. Like, what do you mean that she's not attractive? Although she has also attractiveness a little, maybe, yeah. But her design is actually good. But ugly? Well, not the same. And of course, I want to talk about the Ghost of Tsushima, transition to Ghost of Yote. The problem that I have with Ghost of Yote is that although they are not really connected, and I understand that Sucker Punch wants to make a different story after Ghost of Tsushima, after the in the problem with the Ghost of Yote is that I I don't like the female lead. It's not just because, of course, like yeah, she fights like with a long sword, like a different styles. Although I do have some problems with it, I guess. Like I think, yeah, I'm not so sure. Like I understand that there are different fighting styles. It's just that the way she acts in Ghost of Yote is it's just that I can't feel her acting. Like what is this? Like it's like she's being herself in the video game rather than just playing the character. Like what? But here's the thing. I like the brothers' acting. I forget whose actor was it. Like the brother of like the female lead has better acting than her. It was just like, uh, and of course, there's also that Jacksepticeye said that uh, her acting is. He said that her acting is good, which to me was like, what? Like, are you sure? You need to double check. Like, I understand that you have respect for her, but her acting is a no-no. No, no. Sorry. It's just that I don't like her the way she acts in the video game.
Is not Jin's story anymore, it is Atsu's. And not Sony, but same thing with Geralt finishing his story in Witcher 3, and now Witcher 4 belongs to Ciri. Now, to be clear, I love Chloe, I love Ellie, I love Ciri, and I don't think playing as them is a bad thing, but it is about what they keep being used to do and any type of discourse that follows. Replacing or sidelining a beloved protagonist, any protagonist, a man or woman, will inevitably get pushback. That is very normal. We just talked about it with Evie replacing Eve, and it even happened with something as beloved as Red Dead 2. But the second it's a woman stepping into a man's role, the conversation just ends because suddenly you're not allowed to ask whether it was a good creative call, whether it still appeals to the target audience, whether it's something that fans can rally behind, because now you hate women. And this is not specific to gaming. The same move has played out across Marvel, across Star Wars, the whole the Force is female thing, sold as being more inclusive.
Oh yeah, right. About the Acolyte? Yeah. Sorry, I just paused it. It's just that the Acolyte, the Star Wars Acolyte, was really a big controversy because it has the agenda of woke. Like, I don't understand why these directors or these new directors from this old franchise making shows that are turning them into bad. Like, it's just that there's some sort of misrepresentation or a bad concept, I would say, bad concept of what Star Wars is. Here's the thing, the reason why I like Star Wars is when I first watched like the Phantom Pain. That's a Metal Gear Solid. Sorry, the Phantom Menace. Yeah, the Phantom Menace. I like how they made the CGI thing and something like that. I like how they've done it. Like the story is actually really good, and then I proceed watching Star Wars 2, 3, 4, 5, and then onwards and 6. And then later on Star Wars 7 to 9, it just seems like it's just meh. Like I can't feel the force. Like it's just like they're making movies or shows that are interesting into not interesting. Like you know what I mean. Like it's just that I hope that they would make a good Star Wars movie. Of course, yeah, Mandalorian. I'm not so sure about the Mandalorian, but I finished the TV series out of it. It's actually really good. And yeah, I like the baby Yoda, which Grogu, yeah, of course, the name of the baby is called Grogu. And I can't wait to see Grogu to grow up of what he's ready to become. Because he's going to be like a second successor to the first Mandalorian. Like the Mandalorian guy who wields the black sword. Yeah.
But it tends to land as taking something that people, mostly men, love, deciding it's problematic, and then fixing it for the modern audience. And
Yeah.
that tells me it is not actually about telling women's stories at all. I think if that were the case, we would probably see a lot more brand new stories and characters standing on their own. It is more about coming down on masculinity and breaking existing toys because it really only ever runs in one direction. When is the last time you saw anyone ever take an established and very well-known female lead and swap her out for a man? The next Horizon game is not going to be led by Erend. Lara Croft's next adventure is not going to sideline her for Winston the Butler. The Alien franchise is not going to cast a man as the lead role for their next movie. Which, again, like I said, is kind of where the Stellar Blade sequel shows us another angle. Shift Up has seemingly benched Eve for a brand new lead. And while I am going to really miss her, this is completely different from the God of War situation. Evie still fits the world extremely well and is someone that the existing audience would want to play as. Despite their differences, you cannot tell me that she does not fit the existing Stellar Blade expectations. I mean, come on, they are clearly still building this game for their target audience, and they even split from Sony to do it on their own terms. And that's the part that kind of made this whole week a little funny to me. After all of the discourse started with God of War, I knew that if I was just a little patient, this argument would settle itself in record time. Enter Summer Game Fest and all of the other titles featured across Xbox and PlayStation, where it fell apart pretty quickly, and we saw such a celebration for women in games across the board. Resident Evil Veronica, Final Fantasy VII Revelation, and Street Fighter 6, 1666 Amsterdam, Gundam Rogue Orbit, Alien Isolation 2.
Right. Okay, I want to talk about the 1666. Like which it's very close to the big thing. It's actually really good, but I haven't seen the full gameplay of it. They said it's like an Assassin's Creed thing stuff, but I'm not sure. Also, Gundam Orbit, was it? Yeah. Wait, hold
Fighter
on
6, 1666 Amsterdam, Gundam Rogue Orbit.
Yeah, Gundam Rogue Orbit. To be honest, I really like the concept of this Gundam because it's so space, like very space design in a in a space thing. Like I understand that most Gundams are in space. It's just that the design is actually really good. It's really great. And like the what do you call this? Like the turbulence thing, like the I don't know, like yeah. It's really the design is really good. And when I see the gameplay, like the trailer gameplay, it's like Armored Core. Maybe it's because some of the the crew from who makes the Armored Core is working on to making the Gundam Rogue Orbit, because of course it's from Panda Gen Namco who published this. And yeah, to be fair, I do wish to see more about this. Hopefully this is going to be good, and I'm not really sure if there's going to be like a customization, or it's just like a same mech, but in terms of like only upgrading your stats, something like that. I can't wait to see. I can't wait like to see its full like potential. Hopefully it's going to be good. So, oh yeah, right. I think they said that the Gundam Rogue Orbit is. I think they also reference from the manga of the Gundam. I kind of forget it. Was Gundam 8? I guess because it was like there was a kind of concept of monsters in space in Rogue Orbit, and also in the manga there was like a kaiju versus Gundam thing. Maybe they're kind of has some sort of reference thing, but yeah.
Alien Isolation 2, Ace Combat 8, Castlevania, Belmont's Curse, Beast of Reincarnation. I'm sure there's more that I missed, but plenty of games with upcoming female leads or prominent female characters that fans are super excited for. I don't think anyone is mad that Faye exists, and I'm sure a lot of people probably like her as a character, but even if you think the game will be good, taking a beloved male protagonist and his own series and giving him the same treatment that we continue to see happen while also tonally changing the game, and then not understanding how there could be pushback, is why we will continue to see this discourse happen. Players are tired of pointing at something with their own two eyes and being told that it is not happening. While gaming in general has always skewed male, God of War in particular has always leaned hard in that direction, and that is not to say that women do not enjoy the series as well, but it is not hard to understand that many fans would of course rather play as Kratos in a God of War game than his dead wife. It's kind of like a bully on the playground who has been smacking you around every day for years, and you've just been taking it because that's how it's gone for as long as you can remember, until one day you catch his hand and you tell him to stop hitting you, and he looks at you like you are the one that has the problem. We are not the bullies for asking the smacking to finally stop. And all of the pushback lately in general, not just Laufey or the ongoing female character debate, but Mixtape, Stop Killing Games, players voting with their wallets, tired of paying more for getting less, voicing what they think, the sheer venom that pushback always gets from journalists, the internet, or just people in the industry is exactly how you know that it's landing. They would not get this rattled if the pushback was not doing something. A AAA gaming studio would not be firing back at a pizza company's goofy tweet. And unless these companies can fully support themselves on this modern audience that they are constantly seeking, until they remember what and who they are building for, this will just keep happening over and over again. All right, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for being here. I know this one was a little bit more critical, but I don't want the takeaway to be from this week that I am bitter. There were genuinely so many exciting things announced, and it just reminded me that I love games. I want more than anything for this industry to course correct and improve, and there are so many devs and studios out there who are working tirelessly to make this happen, and we have gotten some really great games over the past few years with lots more to come soon. Like I talked about a couple of videos ago, I think ultimately it all comes down to trust. The studios that trust and respect their core audience and build for them are the ones that earn our trust back, and the more of them that we get, the faster this whole thing turns around. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.
Alright, so that was actually a good video. Of course, I'm going to give a like on this video. Well, yeah, it was actually true. It's just that there are a lot of games that have female leads that kind of like really bad. Well, I have to be honest. Here's the thing. The problem is not about female leads in video games, because there are a lot of female leads that are really good. For example, as she mentioned, like Lara Croft, Nier Automata, which of course is a female lead, and Alien Isolation. Yeah, there were a lot of female leads in the video game. The problem is that even though it's a female lead game, the concept is how they make it. Like, when you make a game with female leads, you have to make sure that every people likes her character, the way how she shows in the video games, of like, like everything like it shows in the past. Well, it's just that, as like I said earlier, that the X photo thing, it's just that it was really bad. Like, I can see the steam of like the players didn't really play that game because and they said it's for the modern audience, which, like, where are the modern audience? Like, I haven't seen them playing this game, except I don't know. I saw Asmongold play X Photo, and to be honest, it's so bad. Like, if you want to make female lead games, you have to make sure that the concept is good. That's what should I advise all people who want to to make video games. I think it's just that today, like in this economy, the problem is the agenda. Like, agenda. I understand that you want to present yourself to, like being like who you are. I don't know. I kind of here's the thing. It's just that video games are art and it has meaning, which I understand. But it's just that if you want people to play your game, you have to make a good art, not just for modern audiences, but for people who really, really loves art. I hate. Here's the thing. I hate people who saying that they really like art, which is just with like kind of a like with interpretation or something. I understand that, but it's just that I don't like people who say that art is, is about is about like giving a meaning or giving like that. No, art is about expressing yourself so that people would understand you. That's how art is in video game. It should have done that way. Yeah. So I hope I'm gonna see her more. I think I'm gonna see her more. Yeah, there's a good new new video. Like maybe I'm gonna watch it on my next video. So I think that's for today, guys. Let me know in the comments of what are your thoughts about this one, and of course you can correct me of what I've said a few minutes ago. And yeah, I think my video is really that long. And yeah, this is going to be. I have to be honest. This is going to be my first reaction video of you know doing this, and I hope I'm gonna react more if I have time. And yeah, so if you're like I've said earlier, if you're new to this channel, you can leave a like if you enjoy it and subscribe so that I will have the time to upload more videos if you're willing to support me or whatever. So yeah, big shout out to the background NPC, by the way. Hopefully she's going to make more videos. Yeah, like I've seen like her recent upload today. So I'm gonna see you guys in my next reaction video. So bye.